Greg,
you and the son.
I'm all right. I'll be right.
okay, Greg outranked me, but I was the first one promoted from a civil service list. I take a driving job, you know.
Okay.
You know, that either I wanted to drive a pump, you know, one that actually pumps water, but I got the rescue truck, and like the ambulance I drove, 31, made twice the calls that anybody else did. The rescue truck, anything happened anywhere in the city, I'm going.
Okay.
So while everybody else is sleeping at night, I'm up running, you know, all the time, you know. And
So
accidents.
Is there any unique stories about driving that you had?
yeah, I wrecked about 3 trucks.
Did you really?
Yeah, one right in front of Herman.
Yeah.
Right in front of Herman.
The mechanic.
Yeah.
There are call as far as that category. He would know more as far as the drive, because he drove more than anybody.
I can tell you a story about driving the ambulance, me and Frisco. When Frisco was driving, I was attending paramedic. So we get to this car. I see the car double around. It's early in the morning, and I saw the headlights pulling up behind me. And so I jump out and grab my kit, you know, and so Frisco puts it in gear, you know, and he comes and grabs the monitor and stuff, follows me in the house. So we examined the lady, and I said, well, okay, Mike, go bring the cot up to the door. We're going to load this lady out. And Mike comes back a few minutes later, he's got the damnedest look on his face. So I'm getting this on this alarm to pay. I walk up and go, what's up? Ambulance is gone. What? Quit bullshit. The hell. So I walk out to the front door. We look way down, and unfortunately, it's a dead end, you know, and it's right across the barrier, and you can see the lights. I said, well, that must be ours down there. So we walked. I wasn't driving. Mike was driving. So we walked down there and get the ambulance, picked the mirror up that got knocked off on the way down. So we're at the hospital, and so we called the police, and, you know, we're making out this report. We got to make, not only do a report for our patient, but one for the police. And I'm right there. I said, there's 3 suspicious-looking white guys, and the cops are looking at me and Bristol, me and both black male. And I looked at, I said, don't you think I know how this sounds? I said, I'm the one writing it, and it don't sound right to me. But I don't know whether Bristol left it in gear or these guys thought it'd be funny, just come by, you know, and kicked it in gear and let it roll down.
You never know.
But 2 black guys on the ambulance tell the story about 3 suspicious-looking white guys, and the ambulance is wrecked. I wouldn't believe that for them. So.
Saving lives is always your number one, you know, when you make
And keeping each other safe.
Oh, that
Jeffrey, when were you in the most danger?
Wow. I had a call at that laundromat, and there was a lot of shootings. You guys know what was shootings that was going on? This guy from Bosnia, I believe. Yeah, Bosnia.
Yeah, the ambulance crew were wearing bulletproof vests for a while.
Yeah. Made the call, got down there, and when I first entered, I was there before the police got there. And as soon as we walked in, I could smell gunpowder. Smell gunpowder. So you kind of started looking around, stuff like that. That was the most dangerous call. I don't know if he was still there or not.
How did you get out of it? He was gone?
He was gone.
Okay.
Except for the guy that he killed when the brains was on my lap. Other than that.
Wow.
Yeah.
We had one at the Sherwood, upstairs in Sherwood. I'm sure Greg's got to elaborate on that. The Sherwood floors upstairs. This was before we had those, now they've got these pass devices, personal alert safety system. So if you don't move, you know, it starts to trip. You don't move a minute after that, it goes into full alarm mode. Lets everybody know that somebody in there is not moving. So we kicked in about 3 or 4 different doors before we found
that styrofoam and all that stuff. Bad.
And so we finally got into there. My mask was fogging up. I had the hose line, and I don't know how I got left on by myself. And my bell was ringing. The bell was ringing means you got, 5 minutes of air left?
5 minutes.
So my bell is ringing. I can't see nothing except this orange glow. And I got the hose, I'm just putting water on it, and it won't go out. It won't go out. And so then I started yelling, help! Help! All the people that come through, here comes Greg.
He was on his hands and knees. there was shelving. It was a florist upstairs where they stored stuff. There was shelving, and he crawled on his hands and knees through the shelving, and the next shelf, his tank was on his back, and his tank, the shelf was perfect height, where his head went into the shelf, and the tank was above on the next shelf, and he couldn't go forward, and he thought the whole thing was on him.
Yeah, I could feel the weight because
he just needed to back up. And he needed to take everything off because I didn't have my mask or nothing. We could see we were done. The fire was out.
See my mask.
It was clear. He had mask on, staring at the floor, crawling in that cubicle. He crawled into a cubicle is what he did. And I saw, because we have our names are in reflective. I saw Fox, so I knew who was howling. And I said, "Back up."
No, he didn't say that.
So he backed up and he stood up and he looked at me. And I didn't say nothing, I just kept on cleaning. We call that overhaul after the fire. I told him stop hollering. Because they asked, I knew it, I never busted them out. We got back, they said, who's that howling? I never said a word.
Yeah. But the fire that I was trying to put out, that there were all those red Christmas tree ornaments. And since my mask was fogged up, I couldn't tell all the time. I was putting them out.
There was no fire. It was him in that cubicle and them Christmas tree ornaments down there in that cubicle where he was at.
What's up, Pa?
That's a good story.
Oh yeah. No, you're
there's something wrong with it.
And there's one right there on Smith Street. I don't know if you know where Smith Street is, but older homes obviously would. I mean, they create a lot of. But then the one house that are chopped up. You know, have lots of and. On Smith Street, that was a scary because then that's the glow. Yeah, that was a nasty, nasty fire, and it was older house, old wood, and it was hot. It was hot, and it started from the grease fire. Yeah, there was and the glow at the top was working our way up them little bitty, skinny, rickety steps, and that glow, orange glow. That was a kind of a scary. Like I said, you just wanted to see where you come back out is you have to follow the holes. That's what you're trained. No matter what, if you get caught, or if you lose air, you have to do an about face, grab the hose, and go there. And even if the hose does a circle in the room a couple times, you follow the hose, that leads you back out the door. Otherwise, you got to remember, you don't know if this is not your house. If you walk into your own house, if you close your eyes and spin around about 3 times, you'd be surprised how difficult it would be for you to find your door, let alone going in a house you have no idea. And you can't see. That's the thing. When you fight in a fire, house is involved in a fire. You cannot see. The moment you step in, I don't care broad daylight, nighttime, whatever. You can't see. You might see the orange glow. Yeah. You see the seat of the
Christmas
fire.
Ornaments. It makes it Christmas.
Yeah. But you can't. That's the part that's until you do it, you just don't. So the hose is your lifeline.
It's like a roller coaster ride. You get that adrenaline surge. You know, it scares the shit out of you. But you come out laughing, I got out of that one, all right, yeah.
What was your most tragic